My levels in the check. We're good.
Good evening and welcome. It's Kramer Arena here for the Edina Sports Pub. Game today promises to be a good one. Visiting Trojans from Wayzata High. Enter 5 wins, 2 losses, but it is a 5-game winning streak after opening with a disappointing 5-1 loss to Lake.
Boy, pretty. Let's see, how's that? That better? That might be better. They've been pretty good since then. They lost 5-1 to Blake, 5-2 to Eden Prairie before consecutive wins, 4-3, 5-3 over Minnetonka, the Lake Conference rival. And then the newer joiners to the Lake Conference, 7-1 at St. Michael, Albertville, 7-1 at home against Buffalo, 8-2 at home over St. Michael, Albertville. They enter a difficult stretch of the schedule. Edina, Eden Prairie, Moorhead, Hill Murray, Minnetonka. Edina a second time, Edina a third time before they get a chance for Buffalo March 6th, followed by Benilde St. Margaret's. At this point, most people's favorite fourth Section 6 representative of the state tournament. March 12th. Surprisingly strong singles part of that run system is a good one as well. And then they close out the campaign March 13th with Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids, overwhelming favorite for Section 7. So what you're seeing here in teams like Hill Murray, like Eden Prairie, like Benilde, Grand Rapids, Wayzata is playing teams that are favored in that section, or teams that hope to break through like Edina, maybe like Singles Park, etc. So they have scored 34. They've given up 20. Wayzata 5-2, average of just under 5 goals per game, giving up just under 3 goals per game. On the other hand, last time I was here, Friday night, you may have caught the game at St. Thomas Academy, 3, St. Thomas 2. They entered that game Saturday, Edina wins their record 3-1. Still in the middle. 2 goals for, 18 goals against. Stingy on defense. They are 4-1 and played a slightly harder schedule than Wayzata. They do have some common opponents in those games. Wayzata 3-1. So Minnetonka over Buffalo, 18 goals for 12 against. Edina also 3-1. And they, on the other hand, lost to Minnetonka. They beat Buffalo twice in the sophomore portion of the schedule. And they do have a win over
ladies and gentlemen.
Wayzata losing 5-2, Edina winning 3-1. Those are PJB. Those are Jacksonville team, aka
Tonight, Longhorns with a record of 4 wins, 2 losses, and a tie.
They
host of the conference team featuring the Trojans
state tournament
from
favorites.
Wayzata with a record of 5 wins and 2 losses.
In goal today for Edina, Clarkowski, 3 wins, 2 losses, 1.8 goals against.
In goal, number 1, Will
928 save percentage. He's
number 25, Carson Peter.
in goal for Wayzata, it's another.
His defensive partner, number
4
17,
and 2.
Cashin Lee.
263 on the goals against.
The center is number 2,
save percentage.
Aiden Davison.
On defense, Peters.
His left winger is number 3, Dylan Lewis.
Lewis,
His right winger
Davison,
is number 12, Jake Schneider.
Schneider is the starting lineup for Wayzata. Dylan Lewis, a player I've seen many times, really like his game. Also, some of these players on the bench, remnants from the state tournament years ago. Starting lineup for Edina, 7 and 12. That's Williams and Davis. And the forward line, 19, 11, and 10. Borst, DeVoe, and Fetchko. That's your starting lineup. We're going to take a pause. National anthem. We'll be right back with first period action. Wayzata at Braemar facing Edina. Last time these two teams played, it was a great win for Edina. Section quarterfinals last year. Over that have been late February. A little delayed on this season, but it wasn't much later than this on the calendar. It was the Jimmy Clark Show. He had a great game. Anyone who hadn't seen him play, that was their chance to see him give notice that he is a league player. Next in a long line. On the flip, Wayzata, they're excited about this one. It's the first of 3. They will play today. They will play Saturday, February 27th, and Thursday, March 4th. Both of those are at the Plymouth Ice Center. So this is the road trip for them. They have 2 more against Edina at home. And it's not inconceivable that these two teams could meet in the section playoffs once again. Section 6 is loaded. The last ranking I saw 6 of the top 15, 16 teams in the state. Park, Lake, Edina, Wayzata, Benilde, and Cretin-Durham Hall. All in the same section. Big crowded for sure. Puck is dropped in. It's a dump. Clarkowski wasn't quite ready for that one. That was a squirrely little save on the opening face-off. Just 2 seconds into the game, he was a little bit askew. Puck is played behind the goal. Williams, centering, speed stick of course, but it's picked up by Fetchko in the neutral zone. Vetchko sets up top of the circle. Beautiful pass back to Forrest. Forrest goes backhand. Shot goes into the corner. It's a lofted attempt by Wayzata out to the neutral zone. This is senior captain Nick Williams. Drop pass to his defensive partner, Owen Davis. Right side in front of him. Edina manages to get it out to neutral. DeVoe, dump and chase behind his goalie, and then loses his footing momentarily. Both teams have opted for change. Don't know if they completed them, but they've certainly started them. We have some fresh personnel. Clark, I guess he's out there. All right, let's see. We got a notification that the audio might be a little bit down. I want to give a shout out to Mike Worse. Thanks for letting me know. How's that? Well, hopefully that's better. All right. So, 3 17-minute periods. We're a minute and 12 into this one, scoreless. Last time I was here, that was Edina's Friday game. Interesting start. Edina scored a goal, then they got another one. We were probably the first 2 shots of the game, and there was a stoppage to take care of an ice issue. I have since learned what happened. Out in front of the crease area, there was a hole in the ice. St. Thomas goalie Karsten Lardy got stuck in the hole, lost his footing, and he fell down and couldn't quite recover. It's unclear if that actually led to the goal, but it was a bad enough hole that the referees took a look, came over to the public address announcer, had him call for the arena staff and ask them to fix it. So that was our delay last time. Took me a week to explain that to you, but that's what happened. Hopefully no ice issues today. Face-off comes to the right of Klarkowski. Stepping into the face-off circle is Borst. Other 19 on the other side, Keller. Shot comes in, kicked aside, nobody there to clear the rebound. Klarkowski down in front, has to make another save, and this one hits a leg and gets behind him. Madsen's going to get credit for that goal. Wayzata goes on top early. 1:45 to go. Madsen, his 4th of the year, entered the game 3, 6, and 9. That's 4th goal, 6 assists, 10 points on the year in just the 8th game. Early lead for Wayzata. Kind of a strange one there. The initial save was made. Looked like he made another save. The puck kicked out. Might have hit a defender's leg and bounced back behind goaltender Klarkowski. Certainly not the way the Hornets wanted this game to start. Much different than it was last Friday.
Keller unassisted. Thomas is the goal. 45 seconds.
They read this one off as Keller unassisted. I think it was Madsen, but we'll let them sort that out. Tell you a little bit more about Keller as we get deeper into the game. On the forecheck is Vetchko. Vetchko plays it to Borst. Fighting a battle behind, he runs into a dark blue jersey, and Wayzata breaks it out. And we get up in front of the penalty box. The right side is Schneider. Schneider gets down to the end line, and Lewis picks it up in the corner. He plays a wrap pass. Davison back to Schneider. Good job cycling, maintaining that possession, but the minute they tried to take it out in front, he down a defender there to break up the play. On the forecheck is Lewis. Lewis works against Williams. Williams short pass Borst. Borst up the wall, Vetchko. Vetchko out to neutral. Puck's turned over, and on retreat, this is Peters. Peters, outstanding senior defenseman. Through 7 games, he's got 13 points so far. Clark. He dumps it in, and Clark is joined by Johnson and Dahl. They had some mojo last time I was here with that game-winning goal on a beautiful up-ice rush. Great spacing on the zone entry. We'll see if they can recreate some of that magic tonight. Entering the zone is, I have the wrong number, 15, not 5. That's Streeter. Shot, glove save, Klarkowski. Face-off comes to his right. All right, we're hearing that there's sound issues, so what's going on over there? Can you check with our producer, Harrington? All right, folks. Up to Andor on the left side, out to the neutral zone. This one gets picked up by O'Connell. Good forecheck here for Edina. I think that's Nevers and Vandevoort, the underclassmen. Nevers a 9th grader, Vandevoort a 10th grader. They're paired up with Andor, a junior. Both of these teams pretty old by high school standards. Not many 9th and 10th graders. Nevers, the only 9th grader in the game. Both teams play a 10th grader in goal tonight. And Clark, Vandervoort, and Lesser, the only other 10th graders across both rosters. Here comes Nevers. He's rubbed out in front of the benches. Back pass comes from Vandervoort and doesn't connect. That forces Williams all the way back into his own end. Strong on the forecheck. This is O'Connell. O'Connell with a couple nice spin moves. Corkscrews himself into the corner and gets the puck over to Keller. Keller loses it. Edina breaks out the other direction in transition. It's Andor. Dump, no chase. He goes off for the line change. All right, they want me to continue turning up my audio. I don't know if this is going to be too much. Well, let's try that. In case you're wondering, I'm not at center ice. I'm down in the far corner. So this end where Edina's attacking first and third, especially down in that corner by the Edina Hornets banner, I can't always see what's going on as easily as you can. Your camera is center ice mounted. All right, let's try this. I'm going to turn down my headphones, and we'll turn those up. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. All right, thanks for your patience, everybody. Edina goes on the power play. Faceoff comes to the left of Engelman. Draws one, however, by the Trojans. Played back to Worst on the blue line. Worst, Williams. Williams to Clark with a shot. This one gets deflected. We've got our home producer. One half of the Worst twins. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Davison slashing. That gives Edina the power play. Puck comes out to the neutral zone and rolls back for Klarkowski. He plays it to Williams. Williams surveys the situation. Token forecheck here from Schneider, but he backs out to clog the neutral zone. Williams gains the blue line, gains the red line, and dumps it in. Clark's going to be in a foot race, and he arrives same time as Peters, but Peters wrestles that puck away, can't clear, however. Out top, Williams. Williams, near side, Clark. Clark, he passes down low. Nice chance there for Fetchko on a wrap. Tried to get around that goaltender's pad. They got him on that back door, if you will, just kind of off the goal and went for the wrap, but good save by Engelman. Edina re-enters the zone on a dump, and the first one to arrive is Fetchko in the corner. Played out into this circle area, and it's pushed out to neutral zone. Good play to break that up. I think that's Osberg. It is. Kind of like this jersey because they've got the football style with the number on the belly, so I can see it even if their back isn't facing me. Still 45 seconds to go in this Edina power play. Worst, out top Williams. Williams is passed to Clark in the skates, didn't quite connect. Grabbed low by Fetchko. Williams out top. His shot just wide. Worst, short pass into the slot area. Johnson's shot gets knocked down. Clark to Williams, back to Clark. He walks it in, tries a shot. Great job getting into the shooting lane by sophomore Lesser. This time, Clark passes down. Good play by Fetchko to fight a battle. Out top to Worst. Shot denied Engelman. Big save. All right. I think there's 8 seconds. I got a little glare on the penalty clock. I think it says 8 seconds to go. Edina had a pretty good power play as far as zone time. Got a few shots to goal, but Wayzata Trojans did a great job clearing, and they did a great job blocking shots, getting into those shooting lanes. Now the Hornets need to try to get the lines back intact. Out to the neutral zone, regrouping. Back into his own end is Enriquez. Enriquez is joined by Whitliff if he wants him. Doesn't pass to him initially and turns it back. It was almost turned over straight onto the tape. Out at the blue line, that was Nave. And it's almost like he didn't see the blue jersey. Slow roller into the corner. O'Connell gets knocked down, but he gets back up again. Centering pass onto the stick of Matson. Matson, by my very unofficial count, was the goal scorer. I know they read it off to Keller, but I think that one's going to be better. This is Keller. Keller with his shot and a big save, Klarkowski. So let's talk about Jake Keller. chance to talk about how great hockey in Minnesota is. And I think I almost just kicked out the power. Let's get that thing plugged back in. That would not have been good. Schneider down into the corner, works against Clark. Clark steals the puck away and plays it over to Davis. Davis, left side, Johnson. Johnson runs into some static, turns the puck over at the blue line. Clark comes in behind him, and he runs into that same mess. 10 minutes to go, a little bit less than first period. Edina trails 1-0 on that early goal by Wayzata. Kept in at the right point by Lesser. Lesser's logging some pretty heavy minutes for the youngest player on the blue line for Wayzata. Actually, the youngest skater. He's only a 10th grader out there. Ingeman in goal being the other. Shot comes in from Davison, kicked aside by Parkowski. Williams turns. Davison on the forecheck made that miserable for him. And this is a bouncing puck that Edina eventually manages to clear out to the neutral zone. Grabbed by Moree. Shot just wide of the mark. Williams is looking for something to materialize. Running a trap here for Wayzata. Kind of a zero-man forecheck there, just clogging those passing lanes, and it was pretty effective as they've prevented Edina from breaking to the neutral zone this shift. Picked up by Fetchko. Fetchko gains the red line, gains the blue line. He plays the drop pass. Borst. Oh, got it to the goal mouth. That was jammed. Ingeman had his pad right up against the post, and he manages to make a couple saves. He gets the cover. Face-off coming to his left. All right. I'm getting more words that the audio needs to be amped up a little bit. Hopefully that's better. Can't be me. Nobody ever tells me to be quiet. Got to be the settings on the soundboard. So we've got 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Bouncing puck down in front, gets to Andor, gets a stick on it, and another save and a cover from Ingeman. So let me back up. So Wayzata, number 19, Keller, enters this game 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points. May have even had the first goal to run it up to 10 goals on the season. He's from St. Louis, and he came to the Twin Cities to play for the Minnesota Magicians in the North American League last year. And in an interesting wrinkle, you know how sometimes when you hear of junior hockey players, the younger kids, sometimes it's hard to stay on those teams as the season gets going. They bring in maybe some older kids. He was available in, I suppose, November, December. Oh, point-blank scoring chance there. Working down into the dirty area is Willie Johnson. Did a great job getting down low. No, I'm sorry, that might have been Andor. Andor fighting a battle down in that dirty zone. So Jake Keller had come to play for the Magicians, but he actually enrolled in public school going to Wayzata. It was determined that he would leave Magicians, joined the Trojans, played his junior year, had a very good year. Now he's a senior, and I think that's yet another arrow in the quiver for that argument that Minnesota hockey's best thing going. You get kids that want to come here to play high school hockey from all parts of the country. And it is a hockey familiar family. His brother, Clayton Keller. Clayton was an early first-round draft pick. So, you know, there's a conscious decision made to say, let's pick and choose Minnesota high school hockey. It's not going to hold anybody back. And he's having a great senior year. 17 points entering the game. Might even have 18 if they do, in fact, leave that goal credited to him. We're 10 minutes into this one. Wayzata 1-0. Bringing it up ice. Trying to work over to his forehand is Davison. Not every day you see a center wearing number 2, but Davison is. He's a senior for the Trojans. On retreat, Davis gets his head up. Short pass back to Williams. Those two both known for being outstanding skaters. It's fun to watch them. And they have a little bit of room. They can really find some easy exit routes outside the zone. This one, however, is going to go for an icing call. Got it to Andor, and he was pressured, just fired it outside the zone. It goes the length of the ice. Faceoff comes back to the right of Klarkowski. Into the faceoff circle. Sauer for the Trojans. Borst for the Hornets. Draw one by Edina. They play it to Whitliff. Picks it up into the corner. Works his way up ice. Little hesitation move on the feed to Fetchko. Real good job in that neutral zone, clogging up the path. And you're going to see that from Pat O'Leary coach team. Wayzata can be very difficult to play against. They do not cede anything easy. They love to just jam it up and the sand in the gears, if you will. So Edina's had an anemic offense so far this year, really a couple years now, if you count last season, and it will not be easy to break open the floodgates against the Trojans. And as I mentioned, they play him 3 times. Over to Worst. Worst, his breakout pass doesn't connect, and pinching in was Nave, so he got overcommitted. It snuck behind him and goes the length of the ice for an icing call. Face off to the left of Robbie Klarkowski. So I saw Klarkowski back in March. I was doing some games for the qualifier to go to the state Bantam tournament. Edina was hosting. Edina qualified. That ended up not happening due to COVID. And when I watched him this year, I thought, I don't remember him being that tall. Actually, walking out of the arena on Friday, I found out he's gained 6 inches in the last 11 months. So he wasn't that tall. Now he looks like an NHL frame in goal, about 6'4". Whistle down offside. Face-off will be in front of the Edina bench. Nope, looks like they might take this one all the way down into the, I can't tell. It is in front of the Edina bench. We got 2 referees, 1 linesman, and one of those referees was pointing with his left arm. I think he was signaling line changes, getting into that formality. I thought he was pointing all the way down for a face-off. 5:31 to go. Neutral zone face-off is won by the Trojans. Fanning on the dump in is Moree, and real good job there by Andor. It's Andor. He pressures a little bit, which forced Moree to go for the grab, and he's going to go off for a minor penalty. It is 2 minutes, hooking the call. That's another Edina power play. They did not score on their first one, but they had pretty good zone time. I think Trojans only cleared it out once or twice, and once they were in the zone, they managed to set up a lot. They were running Williams on the umbrella tip, Worst on one side, Clark on the other, and a lot of the passing seemed to be trying to isolate Clark. Clark, 17, there he is. He goes down low to Andor into the slot area, and you can see Edina's very comfortable. It's getting a little bit heated down low. Fetchko knotted up with one of the Trojan players. I can't quite pull a number from here, and on that stoppage, good job by Ingeman getting the cover. Things got a little bit heated, so only 11 seconds have elapsed, but let's watch for that. If you're wondering what Edina's trying to do on the power play, wonder no more. I think it's pretty evident. It's Williams on top of the umbrella tip. It's not really that modern fluid amoeba style where you're morphing and changing passing lanes. It's more of a classic umbrella. Worst is on one side. He tries to funnel things back through. Through Williams. But it's really Clark that's quarterbacking the power play, if you will, overflanked from the attacking side, the left side coming up ice, goaltender's right. Williams skates this one right up the middle, turns the puck over, however. It's picked off by Schneider! La-di-da-di, la-di-da-di. That is Schneider with the shotty all by himself. The assists go to nobody. Short-handed, unassisted goal, his 5th of the year. Schneider puts the Trojans on top, 2-0. Costly turnover there for Wayzata. That'll hurt. Edina comes back with Dahl, Borst, and Andor. PP2, if you will. Second power play unit. They've still got plenty of time. 75 seconds left to go in this man advantage. Still 4.5 minutes to go in the period. Clock has not started, by the way, so we've got a little bit of a clock issue here. The Wayzata coaches would have every right to be upset. It's one thing to not stop the clock, but when you don't start the clock, Well, you don't start it on the power play, that's a problem. So the clock is stuck at 1:14 on this man advantage. By my count, about 15 seconds should have rolled off by now. We'll see if they make an adjustment on the first whistle. Disc is thrown the length of the ice. Penalty is still at 1:14. Clock has not started, and we have what is now more than just a minor issue. This is pretty significant. Clock operator error. We'll see if it is amended at the whistle. Whitliff. For Edina, it's just a little more power play time. They're going to go with that. They bring it up right side. Played to Spindler. Spindler fights a battle along the boards, and it's grabbed by Trojans Osberg, who threw it the length of the ice. Now Enriquez. He plays Borst. Borst through the neutral zone, pass a little bit too far for his intended target, Willie Johnson. On retreat. Nice little S-curve by Enriquez. Is that a chicane? Who's a road racer? Is that a chicane when you do a little S-curve like that? It's not a hairpin. Clark. Red line, blue line. Works against the defender. Comes out other side with the puck and plays a slow roller out top to Davis. Still 10 seconds left in a penalty that should have expired about 10 or 15 seconds ago. Credit Wayzata with an outstanding penalty kill. Not only did they kill off more than 2 minutes with that clock error, they also scored a short-handed goal. That makes this one 2-0. Now they've got all their skaters back at full strength. Davis goes behind the goal. He fans on his pass. He gets a second chance, however. It bounces right back to him. Davis brings it over in our direction. Good job on the forecheck. The puck pops over to Keller. He takes a shot that gets deflected into the back glass. Right side, Peters. Bouncing puck. This one's played out to the neutral zone. On retreat, Peters. Peters plays O'Connell. This shot gets knocked down. Doing a real good job getting in that shooting lane is Davis. Edina enters the zone. 3 forward state. 2 defense go off. And with 2:35 to go, Hornets have the zone, but they've lost possession. Kept in left point by Worst. Deflected just wide. Play continues. Keller can't quite clear the zone. Now it bounces onto the stick of Boers. 18, not 19. That's freshman Nevers. And the cover from Ingeman. Nice of you guys to check in. I've already heard from Edina Hornet legends. We had Tim Krogan, my high school friend and Pee Wee teammate, Squeak.
Scoring summary for the first period. There were 2 goals scored, both by Wayzata. The first one was at the 1:45 mark of the first period. An unassisted goal to number 19, Jake Keller. The second goal was at 12:28 of the first period, unassisted by number 12, Schneider. 2 penalties in the period, both by Wayzata. Number 2, Hayden Davidson, 2 minutes for slashing. And number 21, Mason Morey, 2 minutes for hooking. Saves in the period. Wayzata's number 1, Bill England, had 11 saves. And Edina's number 1, Robbie Kolkowski, with 14.
getting a lot of reports. So, did you tell Harry?
I mean, I've got my soundboard cranked all the way. I've got this level all the way. So, I don't know. Hopefully it's better for period 2. But yeah, see if Matt can give you a report. All right, we are back for second period action. In case you just joined us, Wayzata scored early. They read it off as a goal for Jake Keller. That would be his 10th of the year. I had a little bit better vantage point. I think it was Matson, his 4th. Nonetheless, it was scored with a little bounce. I think it hit a defender's leg and went in. That put Wayzata on top 1-0. Edina had 2 power play opportunities. On one of them, a turnover in their own end onto the stick of Schneider. He got the puck past goaltender Robbie Klarkowski, made this one 2-0. Hornets 0 for 2 on the power play, giving up that short-handed goal. No penalties against Edina. Centering pass got deflected, and you could see Johnson tried to make a pass into the slot. It hit a stick or a skate and went right in front of goaltender Ingeman. Shot Klarkowski with the save. Play continues. Williams loses the foot race. Just out hustling him down low is Lewis, Dylan Lewis, player that I've got some familiarity with. Saw him play a lot of hockey with the Fall Blizzard, one of my favorite programs. Played up to Sauer. Sauer dumps this in. Klarkowski leaves it for the defender, but there's 2 dark blue jerseys there, and credit the Trojans with some strong forechecking. This is Lewis, Davison, and Schneider's line. 1 minute into the second period, they are wreaking havoc on that Edina breakout. Sauer fights a battle. I think it's Sauer gets, and looks like Davis, or it's like maybe Lewis was having trouble getting off. They were kind of between parts of both lines. Here's Nave working against a forechecking Fetchko. Turned over, slot area, oh, shot from Borst. Never arrived because he went to pull the trigger and he got bodied off the puck. Down low, Borst. Borst plays this out top, Worst, Whitliff. Shot, a lot of traffic into the back of the net. It's a goal for Edina's Johnny DeVoe. Johnny DeVoe cuts that margin in half, picking up the loose change. I took a stroll on the intermission. Saw his father, John DeVoe, member of Edina, 1982 state champs. Not a lot needed to be said. I just mentioned, hey, you think Edina can come back? He muttered something, and it was 2 Hornet alum commiserating about the lack of scoring problem. His son, Johnny DeVoe, addresses that one here early second period. Gets the rebound, fires it in. I'm going to pause and listen to the public address, see if we can get you the word on how that one goes into the books. DeVoe, definitely an assist. I want to say Whitliff from the point. Let's see. So it's Worst to Whitliff. Whitliff with the shot. Ingeman with the save. Puck on the doorstep. Johnny DeVoe buries it. Goes in the books 11 from 24 and 4. That's the first goal of the year for DeVoe. Couldn't have come at a better time for the Hornets as they trailed 2-0 after one. On retreat, this is Nick Williams. Goes back into his own end. This pass doesn't connect. It's picked up by Keller. Jake Keller enters the zone. He tries a shot from a wide angle. Saved Klarkowski. And I want to thank everybody that's watching for... I want to thank everybody that's getting me some information here about the audio issues. Got an off-site producer that can hear my on-site producer. He's been working with him. So Will gives me the thumbs up, and the text messages have slowed down. So we think the audio is quite a bit better thanks to you all. Also have some comments from the Peanut Gallery about the length of the intermission. It was a slow Zamboni, slow resurface, but they wanted to scrape off that snow and lay down just the right amount of water. So thank you for your patience. 13:59 to go. In Minnesota High School, we play 17-minute periods. We're 3 minutes into this middle frame. Face-off Borst for the Hornets. Got the Wayzata centerman a little bit askew. Can't quite make out a number. Believe that's Davison. Played back to the blue line. Gardner, he keeps it in down low. Turned over onto the tape of DeVoe. He's got the hot hand with that goal moments ago on this shift. It's going to be a chip and chase. He dumps it in and sends Fetchko down into the corner. Broken out to Lewis. Lewis, blue line, red line, dumps it in before he gets to the far blue line, and it's picked up by Edina's Borst. Breakout pass doesn't quite connect. Lewis working. They cycle well, this Lewis-Davison line. Schneider the third. They do a lot of board play. Love to just toss it around and work it off the wall, come out of the corner. Now that we know, we'll see if Edina coaches Terwilliger, Aslickson, and Giles run any dedicated defensive scheme to counter that, or do they just play as normal? 2-1 is your score. Got a full day of hockey. I don't know what the score is, but I think winding down, final moment should be Minnetonka hosting Duluth East. That was the 6 o'clock game. Also on the mnhockey.tv platform. This one piped out by that platform also appears at Edina Sports Hub. Little doubleheader, if you will, for fans of the Lake Conference. Got a good rivalry game here, and there you've got one of the top Lake teams taking on traditional power Duluth East Greyhounds. Although it has been a down year. Edina breaks out to the blue line, kept in right side. Nave working that right side. Sauer was covering for him, and they managed to stop Edina's counterattack. Face-off comes to the left of Klarkowski. Draw one by Jimmy Clark. Down to Whitliff. He rings the boards. A little bit too fast for the intended target. If you ring the boards before the winger has a chance to get over there, it can be on target, but early, and that's what happened there. Kept in left side by the big defenseman, Peters. Mentioned earlier, first period, Peters enters this game with a goal and 12 assists, 13 points in just 7 games. So Peters is an offensive-minded defenseman, 12 assists, 13 points as a blue liner. Penalty upcoming, 2 minutes roughing going off is A.J. Dahl. Edina's first penalty that they'll have to kill. They are -1 on their power play. They didn't score a power play goal either time. Gave up that shorthanded goal. They definitely want to kill this one. Otherwise, special teams are going to be their nemesis. 12:22. 22 goes off. 12:22 to go. 2-1 here in the second period. Face-off one back to Peters. Peters plays right side, Keller. Keller, Peters. Peters, left side, O'Connell. O'Connell, couple passes down low. They get it in front of Klarkowski. It's a battle, and the net gets nudged. We have a stoppage. I took a little walk on the intermission, ran into Gavin O'Connell's mother. Got a chance to say hi. His father was instrumental in helping me present those Bantam State Championship games from Moorhead a couple years ago. And Gavin, one of the many strong players on that Wayzata Trojans team. It's kind of fun. You know, by the time they're 14, it resembles adult hockey. The kids are that good, and it isn't long before those kids step right onto a varsity roster like he did last year. Face off to the left. This is Jimmy Clark in the circle. Wins the draw. He's hot on the face-off circle this period. Won the last couple. Slow roller played the length of the ice. Edina on the penalty kill. They dump it down and force Wayzata Trojans regroup. Peters. Stretch pass out to the blue line. Picked up by Keller. Couple passes. They're in the zone. That shot comes in from the right side. Streeter. 1:21 to go in the roughing call against Dahl. 11:42 to go. We're still early second period. Got a lot of hockey ahead of us. And, you know, if you look at these two teams, 2-1, that sounds like a typical low-scoring Edina game. And, you know, 2-1 on the way to 5-4 or 6-5 sounds like a typical Wayzata game. So something's got to give. Wayzata's been a little bit higher scoring this year. They've given up more goals than Edina. And Edina's been stingy even in their losses. Really haven't given up a whole lot. 1-0 to Hill Murray, 3-0 to Hill Murray. And if you saw the 4-0 Minnetonka, you'd know what I'm talking about. It was 1-0 start of the third, and then kind of a couple series of unfortunate events, let's put it that way. Score not indicative of the gameplay. All the way down, Ingeman leaves this for the defender. Lesser picks it up. Lesser logging heavy minutes as a 10th grader for this Wayzata team. Circling is Schneider. Schneider goes on a bit of a guitar solo, and he brings it in right side, fires it, deflected by Klarkowski, hits the back netting. We've got a stoppage. They do manage to gain the zone, however, with 47 seconds to go in the man advantage. Davison in the face-off circle with Clark. Clark's had the hot hand in the draw circle, but this one's a stalemate, eventually pushed back to the Trojan blue line. Right side, left side. Nave takes the shot second time, and that one gets through, deflected by Klarkowski off into the corner, and now we've got Nick Williams battling down behind the end line. Just too many blue jerseys. Trojans pick up the puck. Clark out to the neutral zone. On the forecheck, Vandervoort. Nave. They gain the zone. Two passes. Schneider with a shot. Big kick save, and that's cleared off to the sidewall. Penalty has expired. Edina with the successful kill. Dahl returns to the ice. 10:15 to go. Shot Klarkowski, breadbasket cover, face off to his right. Oh, baby, it's cold outside, or so the saying goes, and I'm guessing that led to a pretty good viewership for the matinee. Gopher basketball. An exciting conclusion. Came back to win against Purdue. Marcus Carr with a bank shot of all things. Proves to be the margin, the decisive basket. So not every day you get that out of the way by 6 o'clock. You could watch the game, have dinner, then flip on the computer for the 7 o'clock start for this one. Here we are, straight up 8 o'clock. No place I'd rather be. A good late conference tussle at venerable Braemar Arena. Borst is in the face-off circle. Sauer wins the draw, plays this to Lesser. Lesser rings the boards, kept in right side by Whitliff. Circling down, Vetchko plays DeVoe. DeVoe, Borst, back out top, Whitliff. Borst with a shot, looking for a tip, and oh my gosh, it was right there for Borst. Huge save, Ingeman. Borst got a stick on it, and that's going to keep this one a 2-1 game. Beautiful puck movement out of the corner, out top, D to D. Shot comes in, man in that slot area for the tip. That was almost like 5-on-0. I mean, it was almost like nobody was out there against him with how well they execute it. Wayzata's a strong team defensively, and for Edina to move the puck that quickly kind of looked like watching NHL hockey. Great shift. Out comes Vandervoort, Nevers, and Andor. On the blue line, Williams and Enriquez. They play Enriquez. He fires it back down deep. A little bit too far for the intended target, but Vandervoort gets it on a delay off the wall. He plays back. Enriquez takes a shot looking for a deflection. In the corner, Vandervoort centering pass. This one goes bouncy. Lewis eventually gets control, and his pass is intercepted. Edina's back on the attack. Peters behind his goal. Short pass, Nave plays this one left side, Lewis, his pass doesn't quite connect. A good job there by Enriquez to tip the puck away in the passing lane. Klarkowski with the save and the cover. And folks, 2-1's your score. We're just 5 seconds shy of the game's midpoint. 8:35 to go, second period here from Braemar Arena. So let's see. We said hi to Mike Wurst, Dan's in the building. Squeak, Jody, Martin across the pond. Mom's watching, big Hornet fan. She wouldn't miss all this thanks to Pete Wagner and his mnhockey.tv and the Edina Sports Hub. Saw Troy Stein, the athletic director. It's great they make this available, and especially important during the COVID season. 150, and we're pretty close. We got a lot of people here. We got to be right at that 150 threshold. Game a lot of people want to see live. So 8 minutes to go, second period. Is Clark with a centering pass. It's up underneath the crossbar into the back of the net. This game is tied. Clark to Willie Johnson. That group has some serious chemistry. It's like watching Sutton and Youngblood. Not the first half of the movie. It's like watching Sutton and Youngblood after they get acclimated. Clark to Johnston, and we are tied. 8 from 17. I'll listen to the public address and see if there's a second assist. Batchko gains the blue line. Huge shot there from Boris. Big save, Ingeman. No second assist, so even strength goal. It is Johnson from Clark tying the game. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the second period. Clock ticking, Edina back in their own end. Nick Williams banks this one off the wall, tries to get it to the neutral zone, kept in left side by Lesser. And Lesser's a player I'm not familiar with. I've been very impressed today. When you can play heavy rotation, you can play big minutes in the Lake Conference against the strong Lake Conference opponents as an underclassman, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the guys that can do it as seniors, and this guy's doing it as a 10th grader. So he's been fun for me. I had not seen him play before. Most of these players pretty familiar with on Wayzata, and obviously know the Edina players. Played in right side, Nevers. Nevers leaves it for Vandervoort, back to Nevers. Oh, he walks through Gretzky's office. I wondered if he was going to fire that one out into the slot. Andor was kind of lurking in that mid-slot area. He wasn't low, wasn't high, just slightly below the hash. And real good play there for Vandervoort to get it to Nevers. Turned over in the Edina end, save by Klarkowski, and a defender managed to get a stick on it, cleared off to the side wall. I'm pretty far away. I thought when Klarkowski made the initial save, I thought with the whacking at it that I saw from Wayzata, I thought they were going to snake that one past him. But crisis averted for the Hornets. We're still tied at 2. 2-2 second period. Even strength back in the Edina end. I got to be careful I don't kick out that power curve. We'll lose audio in a hurry if I kick that. Stretch pass gets deflected. No icing. First one to arrive on the scene is Willie Johnson. Circling out. Plays a pass to Dahl. Dahl Johnson. Johnson down low to Clark. Clark out top to Wurst. Wurst, Clark. Clark gets control of a bouncing puck. He gets it flat, fights through. He's down into the corner and makes a short pass to Johnson. Johnson comes, a little bit of puck support there, helping him out. Now it's Edina's time to cycle, and they get the puck to Clark, but it rolls off his stick. Keller out to the neutral zone. Gets close to the blue line, dumps it in, and now it's Wayzata setting up their forecheck. Big hit in front of the penalty box. That's that little area I can't see. Hopefully your vantage point's a little bit better. The camera's mounted high enough, maybe you could see that. Worst on retreat. 2 passes, and Edina's out to the neutral zone, but they've lost possession to Peters. Peters fires it down into the corner. Pearson Orthodontics. I would be remiss if I didn't say how nice it was to have fond memories. I saw Lloyd, father of Brad, that has Pearson Orthodontics, a second generation in that line of work. Recently saw that he had passed and read with great enjoyment his obituary. So it's one thing about community like Edina is you just have such strong community ties, generation to generation to generation. He didn't do my braces, somebody else did, but I did know him on a different level, and a lot of respect, terrific guy. So anyway, that made me think of it down in the corner. That's going to go for an icing call. We're going to go all the way back down to the left of Klarkowski. 5 minutes to go, second period, still tied at 2. Into the face-off circle is Sauer. Squared up with Borst. The draw is won by Edina, but it slides into the slot area, and wisely, Williams gets that behind the goal line. It was right out in front of the goaltender Klarkowski. And the last time somebody got cute in front of the goaltender, it was a turnover, wound up in the back of the net. That shorthanded goal by Schneider. Working up the other direction is Streeter. Streeter enters the zone, gets pushed into the wall, and gives Edina a chance to break out. Played to DeVoe. DeVoe loads up a big wrister. Rebound, kind of juicy. It was there. Fetchko was a little bit deep for where the puck bounced out, but squirrely little rebound control there. Engelman made the initial save. Normally, on a shot like that, you see either a clean cover or deflecting into the corner, and he kind of lost track of that rebound. Schneider on the forecheck, picks up the puck, and it's a Vaseline puck right past Klarkowski and into the back of the net. That one slithered off his back, right up over his shoulder, and a beautiful goal scorer's goal. Schneider puts Wayzata on top, his second of the game, 3-2. You got another clock error here. The clock is running. So they're going to take a little while to sort this out. He's got the clock running between, well, they're not going to sort it out. So now so they say Schneider unassisted. That's 3 unassisted goals, 1 shorthanded for Wayzata. They lead 3-2. Shot comes in, Klarkowski screen, but it got deflected before it made it to him, went up into the back netting, and we have a stoppage. So I just want to point out, sometimes these clock operator errors average themselves out. We had a stopped clock that didn't start first period, and there we had a stoppage where the clock didn't stop. So in total, maybe it did balance out on the time. But for those that were with us first period, didn't quite balance out because Trojans had to kill about 2 minutes and 20 seconds on that penalty kill as the clock was stopped while the man was in the box. So anyway, it's interesting that there's fewer people staffing the scores table due to COVID. And I think we have a little bit of an issue with maybe not enough to get it right every time. So back to the action here. 3:20 to go. Worst out of the corner. And Edina's been pinned back in since that goal was scored. They're having trouble breaking out of their own end. Worst lofts this one off the glass. It goes the length of the ice, and it's an icing call. Going to come right back to the right of Klarkowski. All of a sudden, Wayzata with the better of the gameplay after that goal, now that they've got the lead. Ice has been tipped little tilted for the last minute and a half. We'll see how the period closes. 3:10 to go, second period. In the face-off circle, Sauer and DeVoe. Is that DeVoe? Yeah, a little righty-lefty thing. We've been seeing Borst take the face-offs on this line, but DeVoe went in the circle there, a little righty-lefty thing. Here comes Fetchko. Fetchko kind of turns on the jets, tries to get around him, and winds up playing the puck back to Enriquez, kicks out to the neutral zone. He dumps this in, everybody tags up onside, and now it's Lesser looking for a breakout route. Plays it over Streeter. Streeter gets decked, and what do we have here? Let's look for a signal. Davis, interference, power play for Wayzata. Faceoff comes to the right of Robbie Klarkowski. Davison's in the circle with Vandevort. On the kill, I see Vandevort, Sexton, Whitliff, and Worst. Klarkowski behind. On the PP, Matson. I think that's O'Connell. Right side. Now we'll see if when they get down on my end, maybe I can tell you who it is. Peters, O'Connell are on the blue line. Keller is at center. Davison is up front, and the other is Matson. That's the power play unit. Couple passes and eventually a shot attempt. Sexton did a great job getting into the shooting lane. Maybe it was Vandevort. I think it was Vandevort. One of the two of them, 21 or 23, got into the shooting lane, knocked it down, and that allowed the Hornets to clear it the length of the ice. That'll run off about 15 or 20 seconds on this penalty kill. Wayzata has regained the zone. They've got possession. They play at left side Peters. Now they're trying to attack that box. Oh, turned over. Edina comes up ice. Kind of a weird one there. At the end of his shift, Sexton was tired. He got it onto his stick and tried to do a little give back to Clark. Miscommunication. He decides he's just going to go off the ice. O'Connell gets the puck up to Lewis. Lewis cuts to his forehand. Buys some time. Waits for his line mates to get in the zone. They've got all five attacking on the power play with 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. 1 minute stagger, so there's a little bit more than 1 minute to go in the period. Edina's pinned back in that box. Personnel right now, Enriquez, Clark. Klarkowski gets the cover. Dahl and Williams on the PK. Edina shifts them up. Now they go with Whitliff, Fetchko, Enriquez, DeVoe. So Edina's doing a good job getting people out on the PK in some short spurts. This is the third group that we've seen to kill a 2-minute minor. It's going to make it a little bit easier on the back end to not have some of those players winded. 10 seconds to go, 11 seconds to go in this man advantage. 1:13 to go in the second period. 3-2 is your score. Wayzata on top. Draw one. Back to Lesser. Out top, he plays Nave. They're working the perimeter, and penalty's going to expire. We'll see what they do with Edina defender Davis if he goes back into the zone or over to the bench. He's going to go to the Edina bench, and he's replaced by Jackson Borst. They push it ahead. Borst, he's got fresh legs. Got Fetchko with him. Trailing is DeVoe. The pass is a little bit too hard for anyone to catch, and it came in a foot off the ice. So just a little bit much there for Fetchko to run down. Here's, DeVoe back to Fetchko. Went off the heel of his stick. Real good pressure there. This line had a couple near misses down in the attacking zone. Folks, there's 25 seconds to go, second period. 25 seconds to go. Centering pass. This is broken up by DeVoe. Johnny on the spot, if you will.
knocking it out to the neutral zone. 15 seconds as it's dumped in by Schneider. He's got 2 goals and riding the hot hand today for the Trojans. We're going to take a break here in 6.4 seconds, second period intermission. I want to thank everybody for watching, and in case you want to join Marty, probably got enough time on that second intermission to watch the second half of James Corden, Paul McCartney. Just Google or do a YouTube search for Paul McCartney car karaoke. That's going to do it, folks. We'll be back. Carpool karaoke, Paul McCartney. All right, 3-2 is your score. Edina trailed 2-0 after 1, tied it up, and then late in the period, Schneider with his second goal of the game, also unassisted, puts the Trojans on top 3-2. Be back in about 12, or, as was pointed out to me, maybe a little bit longer if we have a slow roll on the Zamboni.
All right.
Scoring summary for the second period, the people scored. The first goal was scored by Edina at the 1:48 mark of the second period. It was scored by number 11, John Decroix, with the assist to number 24, Wayzata, and number 4, Wyatt Horst. The Irish scored the second goal of the period at 11. 9-11, scored by number 8, Willie Johnson, with a single assist to number 17, Shane Clark. Wayzata got the fourth in the second period at the 12-11 mark by number 12, the second goal of the game, Jake Schneider. There were 2 penalties in the second period, both by Edina. The first was 8 minutes for offense at the 8:48 mark, and the second one was number 12, Martinez, interference at the 15:30 seconds in the period.
1-2, 1-2. Oh, I think that sounds all right. And we're back. Here come the Trojans. It's going to be a while for the Hornets as they're still scraping some snow out the Zamboni door. Shots on goal through 2 periods. 28 for Wayzata, 25 for Edina. At least according to the scoreboard. Going around, getting some scores from other places. I think Moorhead beat Roseau. 5-4 if I'm not mistaken. And from Pago, I don't know if it's final, but I'm getting 4-2. Minnetonka led 3-0. 2 second-period goals for Duluth East made that 3-2, and I'm showing 4-2 as the score. But it did not indicate final, although there wasn't a lot of time left. So let's see, Moorhead 5-4 over Roseau. Prior Lake, they're considered a contender to go to the state tournament. They are ahead 4-0 over Apple Valley. And a biggie from up north, Hermantown 3-3 with Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids considered the likely winner of Section 7 AA. Hermantown considered the likely winner of Section A. And both would like to think they're in the mix to win their respective state tournament. Rosemont 2-1 at this point over Eastview. That one's still going. Virginia Mount Iron Buell 1-1 with Greenway. White Bear ahead of Forest Lake 3-1. Shakopee and Farmington tied at 3. Irondale ahead of Stillwater 1-0. Eastridge 3-1 over Park Cottage Grove. Cretin-Durham Hall leads Woodbury, and perfect timing. We're going to get back to some action here. Jimmy Clark steps into the face-off circle with Schneider. Draw eventually onto the stick of Johnson, who dumps it down for Edina. Edina did a good job after a tough first period, getting things settled down, creating some scoring chances, coming back to tie the game. It's 3-2, so Wayzata did get one to go back ahead, but it was a good run for Edina. An anemic offense. They have had trouble scoring goals this year. 2 more this period, and they might be able to come back and win this game. Played over right side, Davis. Davis can't quite work free from Davison, but he manages to push the puck out to neutral. Davis plays Williams stretch pass right into center ice. It's picked up by Borst. Borst. Chip and chase. He's got some fresh helpers out there. Fetchko and DeVoe complete the line change and join him on the attack. Sauer keeps it in for the Trojans. D-to-D. Whitliff plays this one up in front of the benches. Slow roller down into the corner where it's pursued by Nave. Borst on the forecheck. Slot. Puck is eventually covered by Ingeman. We've got a stoppage. 15:49 to go in regulation. We'll keep an eye on the clock. Still plenty of time left. We're early third period. Trojans on top. This one's stolen by DeVoe. He knocks it down, plays it back to the end line. On the forecheck, Fetchko out of the corner. Fetchko into Borst. Back blue line, Whitliff. Whitliff plays Worst with a wrister. Just wide of the mark. Back to Whitliff. Whitliff plays Fetchko. Fetchko, Worst. They're working the perimeter, walking it out. Borst tries a centering pass. Back to the blue line, Worst. Back to Borst. Back to Worst. Worst, Whitliff. Whitliff, little diagonal pass in the corner to Borst. Centering pass, nobody home, but they're unable to clear as that's kept in at the blue line by Worst. Out top, Worst one more time. D to D, Whitliff. He looks for a tip. Goes wide of the mark. Fetchko fights the battle, and real good possession here. Edina doing a great job keeping the zone and keeping it on their stick. Borst. Down into the corner, short pass. DeVoe, his centering pass to Fetchko gets deflected, and Edina's going to get off for the line change. That's a long shift. It goes for icing. They'll have no trouble doing so. Worst and Whitliff go off. Enriquez and Williams. Forward line now, Vandervoort, Andor, and Nevers. Speaking of Nevers, had a chance to talk to Edina's second year, still undefeated, baseball coach Tom Nevers. They're going to start practice 1 week later than normal, so not much of a COVID delay. Low on a tire is Enriquez. That allows Wayzata's Madsen to gain the zone, and he fires it past Klarkowski. Madsen for Wayzata. By my count, his second of the game. Might be his first if the first goal goes to Keller. Got a note here from the UK, Liverpool. Marty, thanks for watching. You can look this one up in the dictionary. Right now, Edina's getting fortitude. That doubles the margin for the Trojans. Madsen with an assist to Osberg. 14 from 8. And Edina's getting fortitude. So they had, at one point, come back to tie it at 2-2. Now they've got to dig back out of another 2-goal hole. On retreat, Gardner. Gardner turns the puck over to Clark. He works Gretzky's office. Kept in right side, Whitliff. Clark in the corner. Played that one over to Fetchko. That pass gets deflected. Whitliff had joined in on the rush. DeVoe and Fetchko out with Clark. Trying to get those line changes complete. Clark goes off. Out comes Borst. Shot into the mitt of Klarkowski. Faceoff's going to come to his left. 12:50 to go in regulation. Davison's in the face-off circle. It's a win for the Trojans, but doing a great job getting in the shooting lane is Enriquez. His breakout pass doesn't connect, however, and he's going to have another chance. Leaves it for Davis. Davis back to Enriquez. Enriquez banks it off the wall. Picked up nicely by Borst in front of the benches, and he works it over in the direction of Fetchko. Fetchko gets it down to the goaltender. Covered up by Ingeman. Edina's gained the zone. Face off to the goaltender's left. The season's kind of a sprint. We're already at the midpoint of the regular season. Normally you would start Thanksgiving. We didn't start till mid-January, so even extending it a little bit, the season gets quite compressed, and we'll be into the playoffs before you know it. 1 month from now is when the last games are played, March 13th. Today's February 11th, so what is that, 30 days is all. They say it's tipped. Enriquez lays it up. Johnson out to the neutral zone. Bouncing puck picked up by Vandervoort. That might be Andor with the jersey tuck. Vandervoort gets hauled down trying to take it to the house, and he's paying the price down low as a Trojan player jumps on top of him. We got a stoppage. Worst Whitliff. Johnson, Clark, and Dahl. Sauer, the centerman for Wayzata. I think Coach Pat O'Leary has done a pretty good job of playing at least 3 lines of depth. There even look to be 6 defense playing, so they should have fresh legs as we get deep into this third period. Kind of a hallmark of a Wayzata team is generally a lot of depth. It's a large community big youth program. Plymouth, probably, what is that, 70,000 suburb? One of the state's bigger high schools. So count on them not rolling over and using that superior depth compared to maybe an average high school team. O'Connell, Madsen, Keller come out. Face off to the the right of Ingeman. Clark wins the draw. Worst with a shot. This one goes back to the end line and picked up by Clark. Clark plays it into the slot area, looking for a deflection off the stick of Dahl, but it kind of went to the sidewall instead of toward the net. Here comes Clark attacking those defenders. A busy stick pokes it out to the neutral zone, dumped back in by Edina. Everybody tags up, and breakout opportunity for Peters. Scratch pass doesn't quite connect. Whitliff, he hits Clark. Clark takes it down into the corner. He's bodied by Gardner, and Trojans make two nice passes. They clear the zone. A little bit behind the intended target. That forced O'Connell to go back and get it and allows the Hornets to pursue in the attacking zone. Hand pass kept in on the right blue line by Whitliff. They say he directed it over to his teammate Jimmy Clark. That gives us a face-off to the right of Klarkowski. 11 minutes to go in regulation. Davison in the circle with DeVoe. Like I said, righty-lefty thing. It looks like they're using DeVoe on that side, where it's normally the other side, Borst is in the face-off circle. Right side, Schneider. He's got the hot hand with 2 goals today. Losing his footing is Davison, and that allows the Hornets to break up ice. Batchko's going to get their first down in the corner. He gets knocked down off the puck, but gets up to his feet just in time to poke the puck away with an active stick. And now there's 2-2. Chuck Woolery down in the corner. Usually goes out to the 5th man, no exception there. Wayzata out to the neutral zone. Left side, Williams. Dumps it in deep. DeVoe fights a battle. Slow roller, left side, Lewis. This one's lofted down into the corner and gets up a little bit high into the netting. That's going to be a neutral zone face-off in front of the Edina bench. And we're past the 10-minute mark, 9:58 to go, third period. Edina being doubled up right now, 4-2 is your score. Face-off winds up kind of continuing to go toward the Edina goal, and next thing you know, Streeter's got it down in that low slot area just off the crease and kind of ran out of room when he went to take the shot on Klarkowski, but kind of just an interesting sequence how the puck just kept getting closer to the net. Nobody really had clean possession until it wound up on Streeter's stick down low. Streeter, they've got depth. They've got scoring. He's got 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points. Sauer has 6 points. You know, that might be a third line, if you will. They've got pretty good depth. Most of their points have come, you know, Keller's got a point on half of the goals entering this game. But when you've got guys that are, you know, 6 points, 7 games in, further down the roster, that's a great sign for some program depth. Kept in by Worst. Everybody tags up, and sending on retreat, Peters works a breakout pass over to his partner Gardner. Gardner icing the call. 9:09 to go, third period. Dahl, Clark, and Johnson. Williams and Davis. Face-off won by the Trojans, breaking it out in front of the penalty box. Out to the neutral zone and into Edina's end. Clark jams the stick to poke it out to neutral, but they've lost possession. Everybody tags up for the Trojans, and entering the zone is Peters. Shot on goal, save Klarkowski. Face-off to his right. Vandervoort, Andor, and Nevers go off. Borst, Fetchko, and DeVoe come on. Edina, the home team, might be using some of their last change privileges there to do some line matching. It'll be interesting to see as we enter the final half of the final period just what wrinkles are up their sleeve in their hopes of coming back to tie this game. Slow roller picked up by Williams in the corner. Gets it to Borst. Borst can't quite connect on that pass. He was looking Fetchko. Here's Davis. Davis, short pass. Williams out to the neutral zone. Davis. He plays it to his partner, Williams. Williams, short pass doesn't connect, but gets through and onto the stick of Borst after all. His shot goes wide and allows for a Wayzata breakout. Zone entry, O'Connell. Oh, a little bit too far. He was trying to hit Lewis. Back up ice, Fetchko. Fetchko attacking that defenseman all the way down into the slot area. No cover play. Continues. Oh, it's still down in the slot area. Kept in by Enriquez. His shot looking for a deflection. Kicked off into the corner. Maybe looking for a screen. And it's into the back of the net. It's going to be credited to Enriquez. This one hit a defender's leg. Took a crazy hop. Past goaltender Ignaman. No chance. Edina trails 4-3. What can you say? You throw pucks to the net, good things happen. Good shift there. You see Enriquez fires it down there once. Kind of hoping maybe the goalie screen, maybe you're hoping that it gets deflected, comes back to him, tries another shot. This time it hits the leg and goes in. I think he's going to be credited with the goal. I'll listen to the public address announcer. We'll let you know for sure. They say 10. They say 10 from 2. 10 from 2 would be Fetchko from Enriquez. You're watching this one online. You can go back and find out for sure. They say Fetchko from Enriquez. The shot definitely came off of Enriquez's stick. It definitely got redirected on the way in. Goal credited to Fetchko makes it 4-3 in what is a thriller. Just like we expected. Davis back behind his goal. Passes it up the right side to Dahl. Dahl back to Clark. Back to Dahl. Dahl enters the zone and works against Peters. Peters, his breakout pass connects. And Lewis, red line, blue line, dump in. Williams double teamed on the forecheck. Great job by Schneider. Schneider tries to take this outside the corner, but Davis does a great job winning that puck away. Pushed back in by the Trojans. Everybody tags up, and they come back on the forecheck. Williams. Nice short pass to Clark. Clark played it off the wall, but couldn't get to the other side. Gardner dumps it in for the Trojans, and Edina now working on their breakout. Out in front of the benches, picked up by Borst. Borst can't quite gain the attacking zone. It comes back as an icing call. Face-off going to be to the right of Ingeman. 6:07 to go, 4-3. Trojans on top. Matson's in the face-off circle with Borst. Fetchko and DeVoe. DeVoe had a goal earlier. Borst had a big junior campaign. Fetchko, proven scorer that transferred in after 3 years. 8th, 9th, and 10th grade on the varsity at Holy Family. Edina's looking to level this one back at 4 apiece. Pass doesn't connect from Whitliff. They say icing.
No one called it.
Kind of went right underneath the stick. I thought they might wave it off. They don't. 5:51 to go. Face off to the right of Robbie Korkowski. Keller in the circle. Draw one, however, by the Hornets. Whitliff's pass turned over. Whitliff went up to Borst, but kind of a zig and a zag there, a little miscommunication. He turned away from it, and that was right onto the tape of Keller, who kept the play alive for the Trojans. Keller, blue line, red line, gains the zone, takes this one down deep into the corner, now down to the end line. Out top, that one stolen by Fetchko. Fetchko plays it to DeVoe. Dumped back in by the Trojans. Worst. Blue line, red line, and he chooses the dump option. It's a squirrely little bounce there. Comes out in front of the goal to Ingeman. Ingeman with the cover, and now we've got an extracurricular little shenanigans behind the net. We'll let them sort this out. John Conley here for Edina Sports Hub. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be right back when they get cooler heads prevailing. All right, this is real bad news, Hornets fans. There's only 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go. I always feel like when you hit that 5-minute mark, any game event takes on an additional significance. For example, a goal for Wayzata would mean it's harder for Edina to come back, or a Wayzata penalty would be maybe the difference for Edina to tie it up. Here we get the other direction. The penalty against Edina means for 2 minutes of the remaining 5 minutes and 10 seconds, they're going to be shorthanded, so it effectively shortens the game significantly. Borst goes off with 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Hornets hoping for the kill. And then they're hoping to get some fresh legs out there. We know Borst will be rested and make their last push here to try to tie the game and force overtime. Wayzata's going to be content to work the perimeter. O'Connell plays this one. A couple passes back to O'Connell. O'Connell takes this one. Oh, geez, he played a nice pass down to Matson. Matson tried to walk it out across the goal line into the slot area in a busy stick. Good play. I think it was Enriquez. Deflected that away. Might have been Davis. Enriquez, Davis, Clark, and Sexton is your PK unit. They're going to go off. They've successfully killed the first half of Borst's penalty. Now we're down to 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in regulation. Trojans run into Worst. That hits the roof. We have a stoppage. Neutral zone faceoff. Now we're under the 4-minute mark. Still 46 seconds to go. The Trojans power play. Going to drop this one right at the center circ. Davis' son squared up with Dahl. Still 46 seconds left on the kill. Edina goes with Worst and Whitliff, Dahl, and Spindler. Edina choosing to rest some of their bigger scorers during the penalty kill situation. I think that's going to be important when they come out of the back end of this. If it's still 4-3, they're really going to want to lean heavily on players like Clark, Borst, Fetchko. 30 seconds to go. Trojans work in the perimeter. They work against Whitliff. Walking it in is Schneider. Schneider's got 2 goals so far. He takes a shot. Karkowski tries to get the cover. Quick whistle. With 14 seconds to go in this man advantage, there's a stoppage. It's interesting. Deep into this close game, you're getting a little bit of the emotional side of hockey, and you kind of wonder what's going to happen with games back-to-back coming up real soon. 3 games in short window. It's going to look like the NHL, where these teams go to the playoff series and have these familiar foes. Edina successfully kills. Borst comes back into the field of play. Working Gretzky's office is Keller. Klarkowski's down. And the puck pops out to Whitliff. Whitliff working the breakout against O'Connell. O'Connell got a stick in there to make it hard for him to leave the zone. Now it's time to keep an eye on goaltender Robbie Klarkowski. They fire this the length of the ice. Retreating into his own end is Davis. Picks it up in front of Klarkowski. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. This one final push, Edina can put out some rested personnel. They can pull the goaltender. They can call timeout. You know they're going to do everything they can to try to level this game, trailing 4-3. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go in regulation. Picked up by Davis. Davis tries this one off the wall. He had a little bit of room the other direction, but I think he saw going off for a line change. DeVoe was headed to the bench. Davis tries a pass. Can't quite get this one past the forechecking Streeter. Wayzata's not going to make it easy for the Hornets as they're having trouble gaining possession, getting up ice, and then getting into the attacking zone. We're into the final 2 minutes, folks. Final 2 minutes of regulation. This one's kicked aside over to defenseman Osberg. Played out to the neutral zone, picked up by Davis. Davis tries to dump it in, but he hits someone right in the chest. That got knocked down. He shot it right into either Osberg or Sauer. I think it was Osberg he hit in the belly. Scoring chance down low. Puck is down in the slot area. We're at 90 seconds to go in regulation. The net got nudged there, but they didn't stop play. And this goes for an icing call. I think this is where the goalie comes out, and it might also be where the Hornets coaches use their timeout. 1-2-3. 3-4 is the score. 1:23 to go. 4-3 Trojans lead. Klarkowski's tapping a stick. He's asking, what do I do? They put Williams out for Whitliff. At this point, there's no timeout called. And Klarkowski, he hasn't even made it to the tops of the circle. He's just in front of the crease. So they're gonna opt to play this straight, 5-on-5 for now. Worst with a shot. Now we'll see if they get him out. I like getting the goalie out when you have the zone, because that sixth attacker can make it hard for the other team to run their breakout. Anywhere they turn, you can always send extra bodies at them and make it hard. If Wayzata manages to win possession and clear the zone, it's going to be hard for Edina to get back ice and, up ice and reestablish the zone. So far, they're doing all right, keeping it around the perimeter. Wayzata with a 4-3 lead, defending in the final minute of regulation here. Final minute, goaltender still in. Klarkowski still in goal. He hasn't even, now Giles calls him to the bench. He's got to skate. And Edina skater gets out there super early, Fetchko, but they let play continue. He was about 2 strides early. 40 seconds to go. Fetchko back into his own end. Fetchko cuts, can't get around the defender, but it's picked up by Williams. Williams plays it 2 passes back to Fetchko. Offside the call with 32 seconds to go. They had 5 men across entering the zone. Somebody deemed to be in ahead of the play, and that's a momentum killer. Hornets needed clean possession and clean zone entry there to try to make one last push. I think we get the timeout called, so that's going to be a Edina timeout. 32 and some change to go. Straight up 9 o'clock on the hour clock. This one started on time. It's ending pretty much on time. I want to thank you guys for being a part of today's production. I'm going to give a few shout outs here to the production crew. We got Will on site. Will did a great job working with our off-site producer, Matt Harrington, the brains behind the operation of the Edina Sports Hub and MN Hockey TV. Pete Wagner, not here today. He was at Pagel, I think, working a higher profile game of the week. I want to thank him for the opportunity to get behind the mic. I enjoy each and every one of these. John Connolly here on play-by-play. Crowdsourced color commentary. Thank you to all for text messaging in, and hi to Marty across the pond. You win, as always, the prize for who's viewing from the greatest distance. Final 30 seconds. Edina gets the puck back to Worst on the blue line. Plays it down to Clark. Clark, through the slot area. Empty net. Trojans, they don't try to dump it outside the length of the ice for fear of the icing call. They play that one laterally out to neutral zone and winds up onto the Edina bench with 14 and some change to go. Neutral zone face-off. Backs up against the wall. This would be a big win for the Wayzata Trojans. Winners of 5 in a row. They'll run their record to 6-2. Hornets trying to avoid falling back to 4-4-1. They will be 400 with a loss. 10 seconds to go. Edina's back into their own end. Worst. 7 seconds. Stretch pass. Length of the ice. Icing call. It's coming back. Markowski's going back in. 4.3, folks. That's going to do it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Huge viewership numbers here, as always, with these high-profile Minnesota high school games. Hornet hockey sure to be up in the thousands if you go back just a week from now. I think we're at 3,000 for last week's game after 1 week. That's going to do it. Trojans win the first of 3. These two teams meet 2 more times coming up in the coming weeks. From Braemar Arena, thanks for watching, everybody. See ya.
Thank you for attending tonight's game. The final score, Edina's next game is at Minnesota, Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Their next home game is February 20th, here at Braemar Arena, 7 p.m. versus Eden Perth. Thank you for attending tonight's game. Drive home safely. Stay warm. Stay safe. Good night.